Hello everyone, my name is Chris Cabet and welcome to Meet the Gentleman. Today's guest is an entrepreneur who is Mr. Do-It-All. From bar to restaurant to coffee shop, he's multitasker. His name is Vernis, and enjoy this interview, guys. So Thomas, thank you so much for having us in this beautiful coffee shop today.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
So you're what I call a serial entrepreneur. I mean, from bar to restaurant, coffee shop, creative agency, and even throwing epic parties every now and then. But for the people that don't know you, which by the way I find kind of ridiculous if you've been living in Montreal for the past couple of years, can you just describe for those people what is it that you do for a living?
I run a group called Tomahawk,
okay.
and we do basically creative hospitality. So the point of the company is to make people happy,
okay.
Give them a good time.
Okay.
If having a good time is having a good coffee, having a drink, a dinner, you know, just having good vibes. That's what we do, really.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dope.
Spreading love.
And how did you get started in this business?
I was in university and I didn't really like what I was doing.
Okay.
So I changed completely and I decided I wanted to open a beach club when I was 18 years old.
Shit.
Which never happened, but
okay.
I studied hotel management and one thing led to another. I started working in the industry in Montreal and I really got a knack for it. I was enjoying it. Making people happy for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. Growing up, did you always wanted to become an entrepreneur, and if so, why?
Yeah, because it's just in my blood. I think like if I think something should be green, I want it to be green. I don't want to argue with somebody else.
Okay.
So I think I'm a natural leader because it's in me. It was just like from the get-go. I knew like I learned my experience from people before becoming an entrepreneur, but when I felt it inside that it was time for me to make the move, it was just natural to do it on my own, to give it a shot,
nice.
At least. Yeah.
So in the conversation we had earlier before we started shooting and everything, you told me that you're from France, right?
Yeah.
You came here when you were 12.
12 years old, yeah. I'm born in Marseille.
Great. Why did you came to Canada in the first place?
My father came here because it's francophone and he didn't speak English at the time.
Okay.
So for business reasons, he wanted to change the scenery a little bit and he decided Canada because it was a beautiful, safe North American country.
Nice. And your father's in business also?
Yeah, he was in business for sure.
Great.
He was in men's retail.
Okay.
Yeah.
I heard about it, but for the people, you know.
Yeah, men's clothing, yeah.
Nice. And what's the name of your dad's company?
It was called Old River.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dope. When did you learn how to speak English?
My first neighbor in Montreal was Anglophone.
Okay.
So he didn't speak a word of French and I didn't speak a word of English.
So
and we were playing sports for a couple years and you know it grew like that, and also my first girlfriend was Anglophone as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so that helped a lot for sure.
Where did you grow up in Montreal?
A bit everywhere. We were in Outremont, downtown a lot, downtown Montreal, yeah.
Nice.
I'm a downtown kid for sure.
Nice. Do you feel like your parents' support played a huge part into your success today?
Yeah, for sure, 100%. The values, the example they set. I think as a kid when you grow up, if your parents are present in your life, you see them and you probably mimic what they do. And I was lucky to have a father and a mother with very strong characters.
Okay.
Very serious, a lot of ethic and all that, and a lot of respect also for everything. So definitely good examples in my life, yeah.
How did they react when you told them that you were quitting HEC to go to the hotelry business?
They knew me, man. I've always been a wild child, and they were supportive, I guess. They didn't care much for it. My parents were never behind me when it comes to education. They never pushed me. They never looked at my grades.
Oh no?
They never helped me with the homework. I was very left alone as a child.
Okay.
Because they were busy.
Okay.
So
They had to run a business.
yeah, they were, you know, I don't think they had much of an opinion of it. I guess hoping for me to do well, but nothing. They weren't mad at me or anything. No.
Okay. You have any brothers and sisters?
I have 4 sisters.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And older, younger?
All older and all in Europe.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did they do for a living? Are they in the
Oh,
business?
all different. One is a doctor, one is in real estate, one is a snowboard teacher.
Wow.
Yeah, and the 4th one is what she does. She works in a school. Yeah.
Okay. So the snowboard teacher is a bit wild, just like you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dope.
I guess.
Nice. From the outside looking in, I feel like everything you touch turns into gold. Just like this place over here. What is your secret, man?
I don't know. I think when you do a project, you need to do it because you love it. It comes from inside. So I guess I was lucky enough that whenever I built a project, it was coming from a necessity around me that people needed that product, you know? Whether it's Santos, like a cool laid-back lounge in Old Montreal 10 years ago, I don't think there was much of that. Dolcetto, like a fun little pizzeria in Old Montreal. And this coffee shop, like just reuniting the neighborhood, whether you're a student, you live here, or you're a tourist, just like a hangout.
Yeah.
So I think when you build a project knowing that there's a need for it, you're more prone to success than just like copying something that already exists,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And was it like a need for you to have a place to hang out with your friends?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been, like Santos has been open for 9 years now, and I never had really a spot where I could go and just like do some work, meet some suppliers, this and that, besides my office. So I saw a nice opening for Tommy in the neighborhood, yeah.
Nice, nice. And what's usually a typical day in your life? What do you do?
Wake up,
Okay.
go for
course.
coffee somewhere else than Tommy,
Why?
because here it's work. Here,
Okay.
if I walk in and I see something that bugs me, I'm not gonna have the coffee. I'm gonna go like, you know, just arrange it, talk to the staff, this and that. So I usually go for coffee somewhere else in the comfort zone, then come here for a second coffee, then go to the office for
Okay.
like 2 hours, let's say, just talk to the managers, the accountant, prepare the day. I love sports, so every
Oh,
day,
yeah?
between like 1 and 3, usually like 4 or 5 days a week, I go to the gym or
Okay.
train outside.
Okay.
And so the morning is more like business, then sports, I have to. And then I come back to work in the neighborhood around like 3 o'clock, I would say, 3, 4. Change, ready to go for the night. And then all our staff comes in and we set up, you know, like the restaurants. Staff comes in, managers, yeah. And
So
then
you're
the night goes on.
So you're still pretty hands-on, like.
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
I'm always doing tours, talking to people, looking at the situation. But I'm not like hands deep when it comes to like service or cooking or this, just because I'm not good at it. I let the talented people do it.
Well, but I think you worked in the industry.
In the industry,
before,
yeah. But I was managing, which
Okay,
is what
wow.
I do now. I was
Okay.
never a waiter, a bartender,
Okay,
or
okay.
a cook.
So you don't have any experience in those fields,
I
actually.
mean, I can make an omelet, but I
Wow.
can't feed like 200 people at the same time in the kitchen with the pressure. I don't think I'd be that good.
Nice. So your strength is pretty much managing people and everything.
Yeah, surrounding yourself with competent people with the same vision
course.
and delegate.
You have
know?
to.
Give these people the power and the pleasure to
Yeah.
have their own team also.
Nice, nice. And I read that you opened your first tapas bar at Santos at the age of 25.
Yeah.
Can you just describe that, how it all happened?
Basically, after working for 6, 7 years for other people in Montreal, I decided it was time to take a chance.
Okay.
And I was looking for locations around like on Saint Laurent and Prince Arthur and it wasn't working out. And one day I'm with my mom and we're talking and I'm like, man, the only space I really, really like is the Java U Cafe in Old Montreal. And she's like, well, call, see if it's available. And I called my agent at the time, he called Java U, and one thing led to another. I was so lucky that it was available.
Nice.
It wasn't really on the market, but the owners wanted to kind of like get rid of it. So I guess it's just like luck, timing. It was meant to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's it.
But nothing
Grab
would
it.
nothing would have never happened if you didn't make that initial move of calling them.
For sure, but that's life, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Sometimes you don't know. Out of a conversation, the greatest thing of your life happens 2 weeks after, but you know, you don't.
Again, that's talking with your mom, right?
It's just, it's my mom.
Yeah. And what's the thought process behind when you're creating a new space, a new venue like this?
Yeah. I guess each venue, each concept is different, but at the end of the day, it's always trying to create something new.
Okay.
Not just replicating what's already made like 10 times. It's a gut feeling, I would say. Like on my behalf, like if I see a space and I'm inspired and I think like the project and the name and the design and the decor and the menu and the uniforms and everything blends, then you go for it. Because one thing that happens with entrepreneurship is as you grow, you get a lot more opportunities.
Yes.
Because people approach you, it's like, hey man, I have a space for you, I have this for you. But I think where you got to be careful is choosing the right project.
That's true.
Because not every location and not every concept is going to work.
Yeah.
You see, Montreal is so competitive, especially in our industry, that I think you're better off taking your time, choosing the right location at the right time, and just really, really being solid, whether it's financially or with the concept. And that's it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great. They say our business, or in your case, our businesses, are pretty much an extension of who we are as a person.
Yeah.
So for each of the places that you own, can you name one characteristic that best describe you as a person? Let's start with the Spanish bar, Santos.
What do you want from me? Sorry?
One characteristic that best describes you.
For
and
Santos?
Yes.
Good vibes.
Good vibes?
Good vibes. But I think like just to recap your question for the 3 places in one, the way I approach business, especially in Montreal, is that I find we're like an eclectic city, a middle city. So all the projects we do, we always have the approach where it's not high end, where like we make people feel uncomfortable if they don't spend X amount or stuff like that. But at the same time, it's also not like cheap. You know what I mean? We offer a good quality product, good middle ground, medium price, medium quality, but always in a beautiful decor. And I think by doing that angle, which is the middle ground, you reach everybody. Because the person that is less fortunate will be able to come, let's say once a month, put on his nice shirt and be like, wow, look at this environment, this is amazing, I'm so happy I can pay this to myself, and he can, which is amazing. And on the other spectrum of society, the person who's really well off can come every day, look at the prices and be like, okay, give me 10, I'm good. And the middle person feels comfortable as well.
Bringing his girlfriend.
So by being in that middle ground, like this is my comfort zone. It's like you can reach people from all classes and bring them together in a good, beautiful environment that's fun, that's safe, that's really what we're all about.
But how do you find that middle ground?
It's just like, let's say a drink. Should a drink be $2? I don't think so. Should a drink be $25? I don't think so. You got to be in that, 7, 8, 9 middle, like normal. And that's just the vision of the company. We never cater to like super high end or never ghetto at the same time. It's just that fun middle ground environment.
The coffee shop.
Same thing.
Laid back.
Hangout. It's a neighborhood hangout. Tommy, I wanted to become like old Montreal's meeting grounds. You're meeting a friend to brainstorm on the new project, bring your laptop. You're coming to do an interview, we chill. You're here to break up with your girlfriend, go in the corner on the mezzanine. You know what I mean? Just all types of social, like whatever.
Okay, nice. In your opinion, what's probably the biggest misconception about you, if there is one?
That I'm arrogant.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I'm just shy. Like
Really?
I love being surrounded by people, but I don't like talking to everybody so much, and apparently I don't smile enough, so I come off as rude, but whoever knows me, it's not the case, man.
Yeah. Nice. And looking back at your accomplishment thus far, what would you say was the toughest challenge you had to overcome?
I would say the most adversity I've been through is definitely with Santos, being a bar. Being a bar, you're exposed to the nightlife, so everything that comes with it, the capacity, the drunk clientele, the fire department, the this, the that. And we've been a victim of our success many times throughout the years where our capacity, let's say more or less, is 200 people, and you have 400 people that come that night, so you got to refuse.
Yeah.
But by refusing, you offend people, you do this, the cops...
Maybe they don't want to come anymore because...
Yeah, so this is just like, it's always that cycle of like doing really well, being the hot spot, building. You let too many people in, you get shut down because you're over capacity, so then you got to refuse. Then you rebuild. It's just like, I find like with the nightlife, that has been my biggest challenge. But as far as Tommy and Dolcetto, adversity, not really. Just winters, but the whole city is exposed to this type of adversity when it's minus 30 snowstorm. Like, that's it.
And in an interview you did with the main MTL last year, you said, and I quote, when you open, you need to have a very clear vision of your products. Why is that so important to you?
Because the competition is so fierce. If you open a business and the business doesn't have a very strong identity, you're just lost in the mass. Whenever I meet a friend of mine that's opening a new project, whether it's a clothing line or a restaurant or whatever, I always ask him, can you describe me what you're doing in 4 words? And that's just like clear vision, you know? And I think it's super important to have a real, legit identity that makes sense. Because people will definitely, it'll go into their, like, you know, like conscience, in their psychic, like much deeper. If like everything makes sense, the name, the concept, the decor, the location, and the person behind it, like that's kind of like what they do or where they come from. You know what I mean? I think it should all click.
So I'm going to test you. Can you describe what you're doing forward?
Yeah, of course. Creative hospitality too.
Oh, nice one. Nice one. And do you have any advice for young entrepreneurs?
Yeah, absolutely, for sure, man. I would say to just one advice, and it's the one like I always give when I'm asked that question, no joke, is do what you truly love. You know what I mean? Like, let's say you live in Montreal and your passion is, I don't know, like surfing. Don't stay here. Take a plane, move to somewhere where they have big waves or the shot, and just live out of your passion, because life is short. You're gonna snap and it's over. So if you're gonna spend like, let's say 60 to 80 years waking up and working because you need the money to function, you're better off doing something you truly enjoy. Like 100%. I don't understand people who are miserable at their job. Like, doesn't mean you're gonna make more money, but at least you wake up in the morning and you're excited.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like my motivation, no joke, is making people happy. So all my businesses, as you can notice, they're all like hangouts, really, with a good vibe. I'll never open a breakfast place where like people come and just get their breakfast and run out.
That's not you.
I don't get a kick out of it, so why would I do it? So yeah, definitely do what you love.
Nice.
100%.
But I feel like these days, like a lot of people, they don't even know what they love. So
So find what you love, you know what I mean? Like some people, a lot of like, I find now with the social media and everything, people see like something works on, oh, I saw on Instagram, they're doing that and it works, so I'm gonna do it. But it's not really their background or their passion. You're not gonna be successful because you're competing against, let's say, 50 other players who, that's what they wake up in the morning and they're like, yo, I love that. So definitely find what you love. And if you're not sure, just think about it. Take a step back and it's like, what's my thing? Like, what would I be good at?
Nice. Definitely, nice. And finally, my last question. Where do you see yourself or your brand in the next couple of years?
Growing, definitely. I would love to just grow the Tomahawk group into a bigger hospitality group. Definitely open, I'd like to open like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4 more venues, whether it's restaurant, bars, nightlife, and one day hopefully a hotel.
Oh, nice.
Hotel would be nice. It would just complete the cycle, you know?
People
eat, sleep, come here for brunch, have dinner there, have a lunch, you know? Just like keep them in the neighborhood.
Nice.
I love the neighborhood of Old Montreal, so I'd like to stay here for now, expand, keep it all central. And who knows where it goes, as long as I'm happy.
Have you ever thought about opening Santos or Tommy in a different city? Or?
Yes, I've been approached also to do it, but I'm just very hands-on when it comes to these projects. I have no partners, I do everything alone, so I have a hard time with the partnership thing and just letting somebody in another city manage it. And maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. I'm not saying I'm right, but that's just my thing. Right now, I'd rather be a bit smaller, but fully in control of what's going on. For now, we'll see in 10 years if it grows really, but for now, that's the plan.
Thomas, thank you so much for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure.
Thanks, Chris.
So, merci à toi.